Skydiving, fast and intense. Two watchwords commonly associated with the practice of a sport that's growing rapidly in popularity. Add free, and you have the basic ingredients of a sport that's a trend with free-spirited adrenaline junkies. Benvinguts a Empuriabrava, another Catalan welcome to the marina resort of Empuriabrava, 120 kilometers north of Barcelona on the northern Costa Brava, to the 2002 FAI World Cup in the artistic skydiving events. Down to business, freestyle skydiving in men's and women's divisions, with France challenging in both. Round 5 coming up next. Well, not right away. The rain in Spain falls mostly in the fall would be appropriate. Like other sports which take place outdoors, skydiving does depend on the weather. And when it rains, the athletes relax. Giuliola of Italy says a few rainy days don't break our concentration. It gives us a chance to rest up a little. Besides the freestyle, we've also entered the free flying. On the first day we made 8 jumps. We're very tired. Now we've rested up, we're ready to go. Freestyle, free flying, this calls for some explanation. Marco of Italy says freestyle is like a dance, like ballet. It's highly aesthetic and very technical. Aesthetic and precise movements need to be properly executed, which makes the freestyle very athletic too. It really is like gymnastics or dancing. That leaves free flying to be properly defined as well. It's different, he says. It's more like a play between two skydivers put on film by a third. It's really playing like two birds in flight. What we want to portray is just that, playful human flight between two people.
L'immagine che si dà è più di gioco, di volo insieme, ecco.
On a more technical level, the object of freestyle skydiving is to record a sequence of moves and poses during the 45 seconds of working time. The teams are made up by the performer and the Cameraflyer. The competition goes over 7 rounds. Giuliola explains. In all, we make 7 jumps. 2 of these jumps are compulsories, where all teams must execute the same maneuvers. 4 maneuvers per compulsory.
4 manovre in ogni salto, in cui vengono sorteggiate appunto queste 4 figure, e tutti i team devono fare le stesse manovre. Okay.
Every good jump starts with a full dress rehearsal on the ground. Marco's turn to explain. It's not a matter of rehearsing the movements, it's a mental process that prepares us to properly memorize their sequence. To actually train the physical moves here on the ground is impossible. It's all about memorizing the sequence.
Che si effettuano poi nell'aria, quindi è più una preparazione sequenziale, di sequenza delle manovre che vanno a essere eseguite. Fine lavoro.
In the Spanish fall, there's also the time when the rain stops falling and the sun puts in an appearance. Competition continues, round 5 of women's freestyle. Elodie performs a nice series of layout loops. Her camera flyer, Julien, adds creativity, always looking for the most aesthetic presentation. Emmanuel won the World Championship in 1999 in Korowa, Australia, and came in third at last year's World Games in Japan. Since then, she's teamed up with Alistair, her Cameraflyer. A very nicely balanced and aesthetic performance. They should be satisfied with it.
Yes, it had its strong points, no major mistakes. Yeah, we're happy. Let's just hope that the scores are up to our expectations.
Giuliola and Marco, the Frick at Monauti, with their routine. Marco films most of this while falling on his back, with Giuliola's moves performed against the sky above him. Marco's contribution to the team's success is crucial. The moment he dubs the jump on the ground, the performance is ready for evaluation by the panel of judges. The chief judge explains. There are two kinds of rounds, free and compulsory. The judgment criteria for our panel vary slightly from one to another. In a compulsory round, we're awarding scores for execution and for camera work. In the free rounds, we're assessing the level of difficulty of the moves, their execution, artistic value, and creativity, and again, the camera flyers' work.
Wie ausgeführt wird, ob artistisch schön durchgestylt ist, ob wir einen kreativen Sprung haben oder einfach nur eine Abfolge von verschiedenen Figuren. Und auch hier wird wieder der Kameramann extra gewertet.
As in all other sports where judgment criteria remain despite all efforts to avoid it somewhat subjective, athletes are not always totally satisfied with the number of points they're awarded. I've seen my score. The judges are marking very low this year. It's an okay score, but I did expect an even higher one.
J'imagine que c'est une bonne note, mais je m'attendais à mieux. Je m'attendais à mieux, sincèrement. Tant pis. Au revoir.
7.4 on a scale of 10 is what Emmanuel received. She's second behind the Atmonauti. While women's freestyle is mostly about grace, the men's division turns on the power, with dynamic sequences of more energetic moves, even in the compulsories.
It was very good. We had the compulsory round, so it's fixed what we have to do. The judges decide what we do, and it went very well. We couldn't wish for more. It's very good.
After round 5, the Funkflies received 8.7 points and are ahead of Babylon. Finally, free flying, the ultimate in creative free fall. All these moves require intensive training. The turns and loops need to be properly synchronized between the two performers. Even the camera flyer needs to get involved, otherwise the presentation gets distorted.
Die Drehung im richtigen Moment wieder zu stoppen, damit es passt. Und der Videomann muss natürlich genau die gleiche Drehgeschwindigkeit dabei haben, damit der Move nicht irgendwie verzerrt dargestellt wird.
Working together, you do have to be on the same frequency. It's important that the whole team is in the same mood. That's particularly important to us. We all tune in to the same mood. And with Babylon, another strong contender in this young event, takes to the sky. Nicolas, Stefan and Frederick operate a free flying school right here in Empuriabrava. Standings after 5 rounds, Babylon in second place behind the team from the USA. Knowing what freestyle is all about helps in understanding the nature of sky surfing. It's virtually identical in terms of objective, but there's one crucial difference, one that alters the performing athlete's techniques as well as possibilities. The board that's attached to his or her feet. Valery Rutsov in the 5th round.
It was compulsory round, so it's 4 different sequences. One of them was not so good, another it's very nice. So we expected that in general it will be good.
For the last 3 rounds, Valery and Igor will put on their best stuff, moves that haven't been seen before.
Yeah, we have some. It's new moves together with a camera, like double barrels with my 720 degrees layouts, and some new transition between the elements, something like this. Yeah, we have some new teamworks.
That should help them to better adapt to the new competition format.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but you know the new rules say that before the finals all the scores go to 0. So now we finished 5th routine, so we finished qualification round, and we start the finals now, or maybe tomorrow, I don't know, and we start from the beginning. So everything just began on the final from the beginning.
There's a women's division in sky surfing too, and Russia's represented by the team Kolomna Aerograd, with Maria on the board and Vasily behind the camera. Once the jump has started well on the ground during the final dirt dive, it cannot fail in the air. Maria shows very good control in the helicopter, changes with ease from one maneuver to the next and makes this all look very easy. A lot easier than it really is. And after 5 rounds, the Russians are on top in the men's event. And they're also on top in the women's event. Change of pace, change of event. The semi-finals of the 8-way Canopy Formation World Cup. Poulet of France says the 8-way speed in Canopy Formation is just that, a speed event. We try to build a single canopy formation as fast as possible. Time starts when the first man leaves the aircraft. We intend to hook up rapidly. The fastest time wins. 8-way formations can be built in less than 30 seconds. A canopy stack towering all of 20 meters and looking somewhat fragile. After the last man docked on it, it does have to keep flying to be validated. As Poulet explains, it needs to be held for 5 seconds. All the canopies properly hooked up below the shoulders of the pilots above. It's held for 5 seconds and then we break off. One can easily appreciate the dangers associated with this event. We don't have much margin for error. After opening, we deform our canopies to make them descend more rapidly to join up with the others. We have one single shot at making contact. It's very physical, pulling down the suspension lines, using the risers. It's really a sprint, and an enormous experience is required. We select team members who have thousands of jumps and competition experience.
C'est vraiment du sprint, ça demande une grande expérience. C'est pour ça qu'à 8, on prend des gens quand même qui ont des gros volumes de saut et une grosse expérience en compétition.
Dirt diving, by practicing in walkthroughs, is a necessity here too.
Stand by.
First of all, we were doing the exit to try and get the timings right. Make sure that everyone in the aircraft, because sometimes there's another team in a plane, that everyone is there. You don't want to jump out and leave one man behind, still chatting to one of his friends from Russia or something, you know? And he looks out and everybody's gone. That has happened before.
Stand by.
And we try and get everyone out, all the parachutes open in the right sequence, and then link them up one at a time, precisely and carefully.
4,000! 5,000! Stand by! Split! Stand by, Alistair! Split! Stand by, Diamond! Split!
On our competition 8-way speed, my requirement is to film the foot of the first person that leaves so that the judges can start the clock. Then I also have to film the last person docking in the formation when we were flying, so the judges can stop the clock, and that's what we're marked on.
However, the last person doesn't always get to dock. Sometimes problems set in earlier, and the huge formation disintegrates. The Russian teams have taken first and second place in the four-way rotation event earlier in the week. Obviously, they want gold in 8-way speed and four-way sequential as well. In sequential canopy formation, a four-way team goes through a sequence of different formations. From a stack to a diamond, as many as 10 of these formations can be completed during 90 seconds of working time. Looking at the standings, the final standings, here the Russians have to settle for bronze. First and second go to France. In skydiving, there's continuous evolution. New events develop from existing ones whenever advances are made in equipment. Ram air parachutes have been used since the 70s, when the square replaced the parabolic shapes. A new event could evolve out of a spectacular use of the latest generation canopies, swooping and landing on target. I hope that this will be an official event. Traditional accuracy landing is being performed with old-fashioned parachutes. They're okay to land on a point, but they're very sluggish. It's time that things changed a little. Bruno Brokken is an authority. He's one of the best canopy pilots around. Right now the conditions are a little difficult, and as we come in downwind it's difficult to calculate the approach properly. For all those keen to sample thrilling freefall followed by a soft landing, there is an easy way to do that. A tandem jump allows someone totally uninitiated after only a short ground school to get strapped to an instructor and experience what these athletes go through on every jump. Millions of tandem jumps are made at parachute centres all over the world every year. After all, it's a fairly non-committal way to get acquainted with freefall on the very first jump. Back to the finals of Skysurfing and the new formula of starting all over again at 0 points. Eric's view. It's a matter of showing everything which hasn't been shown before on the previous rounds. It's paramount to put in 2 good performances by the surfer and the camera flyer. Over 2 rounds, it's impossible to catch up if one falls behind on the first. Eric is the reigning world champion in Skysurfing and an old hand at competition tactics. A certain strategy needs to be considered depending on the results. Elements that have been scored high by the judges in the previous rounds should get included as well.
Peut-être plus ou moins apprécié dans les sauts précédents, donc il faut savoir, je pense, adopter une certaine stratégie.
The slate is wiped clean. All teams start at 0 again, including the colourful Swiss team Passe, taking their dirt diving very literally. Relative newcomers to international skysurfing, they're bound to have a great future ahead of them. Stefan Klaus has been among the world's top skysurfers for something like 5 years. From Switzerland originally, he and his camera flyer, Rolf Kuratle, have settled down right here at the Costa Brava, allowing them to train even longer hours. Even if this is a demanding and highly physical game, Stefan keeps a smile on his face throughout the jump.
No reason to jump out of the plane and not smile at all. I try to smile and have fun up there, even if it's a competition. It's just like another jump, and the more relaxed I am, the better the jump is going to go. If I'm tense, then I usually mess up.
Valerie and Igor are bound to up their degree of difficulty by a few notches. One can only imagine the kind of centrifugal forces that a sky surfer is exposed to when doing these helicopters and layout loops. All in all, a convincing sequence of moves that merits a high score.
It's a lot of responsibility to jump with our rules when the scores go to 0 after 5th round. We start from the beginning. We start the competition today, actually, so it's a little bit nervous, but I hope it's okay.
And in this new competition too, Valerie and Igor keep ahead of Babylon and France Annemasse. In the women's division, the Russian team, Kolomna first, Israel now second. Back to freestyle women. Here too it's a whole new ball game after the preliminaries. All athletes are bound to come up with a surprise or two during their last 2 jumps. The M&Ms have gone all out in the choice of outfit in Myoline's hairdo and makeup. But at the core of the performance is still the technical difficulty of each move. Only the artistic expression, just like figure skating, can be enhanced in certain ways.
Well, I just wanted to do a bit more because freestyle is a free routine and it's an artistic event, so I thought maybe we could do something more because the suits are very nice every time and some people do nice things with helmets, and so I did orange hair because we're from Holland, and and that's why I painted my face too, so that's fine. To make it a complete picture.
They certainly managed that. Up next, the Frick at Monauti. The synchronicity of all moves between Gigliola and Marco are virtually unmatched. Gigliola's style and particularly Marco's camera work are producing some of the steadiest images, a very continuous flow of moves. Emmanuel is also showing some very nice moves, rotating daffies, nice layout loops. It must be hard to be a judge if all the athletes perform at such a high level.
Eh ben, ça s'est plutôt bien passé.
Emmanuel says that it went well. We had a little delay towards the end due to one move where I've been slightly off. We have done what we're capable of doing. Now let's see what the judges think about it.
Tout simplement, comme d'habitude. Hein?
And the judges are working hard to make the best calls for all the athletes. Gigliola and Marco upped their average to 8.5 and only 0.5 behind them, Emmanuel and Alastair. The race in the men's division even tighter. Freefly 8.9, France Babylon 8.6. This has been quite a week. On each of the 2 weekends, more than 10,000 spectators came out to watch the Skydiving World Cup, an attendance record. With every jump projected onto the giant screen, continuous action and entertainment, it's no surprise that it's so popular. The finals of the men's freestyle. Team Rotterdam from the Netherlands. Even though they're not in contention for a medal anymore, they're thoroughly enjoying themselves on this one.
A good final round. I had a brain lock. Yeah. I didn't know my moves anymore, so we did something different. Out of the pocket, you know. Wow, it was funny.
Jonas and Fredrik, the dynamic duo from Sweden, are similarly relaxed on their round 7 routine. Not all of it perfect, some of it quite entertaining.
Well, all right. You know, it's last jump. We've been up in the air for a long time, so it's kind of waiting a long time at 4,000 feet. Takes a lot of oxygen, but we're happy this is the last round. Now we can drink beer and have fun. So we're happy about this. The landing was fast, so but I'm not gonna land here anymore, so that's good.
Nicolas and Stefan, they'll not be able to win this Freestyle Skydiving World Cup in their home skies. Fun Flies from Denmark is just too far ahead of them. It's a solid performance, nevertheless. And finally, Funk Flies, Nils and Martin, the winners. Gold to Denmark, silver and bronze go to France. Time for the women's finals. Team Anamas of France, quite possibly at their very best right here. Elodie and Julien. Very nice indeed. The Finnish team, Hekla, made up of Heini and Klaus. Also better than ever in the final. It's a graceful routine with high difficulty and very good control throughout.
Maybe it was the best in this competition, but let's see what judges think. But it felt pretty good.
The fight for first place will be between Emanuel and Gigliola, and their Cameraflyers too. With a solid layer of clouds below her, the moves look all the more stunning. The moment Emanuel and Alastair get into clouds, however, they lose a good part of their spatial orientation, but it's still an excellent jump.
There were big clouds, and it was really a problem, because then you cannot really realize where you are. So that was a little bit of an issue, but I mean, we had a good jump. It was the last jump, so we're happy to be done, and hoping that the judging will be as good as we hope.
Gigliola and Marco have much better conditions and can virtually cruise towards the goal. So the result, the Atmonauti first, France Aquitaine second, Hekla from Finland in third. Frick, Atmonauti, La Palisse and Lazio, quite a mouthful for a team main, is far from being done. 2 more jumps to go, still in the free-flying event.
Andiamo a fare...
Gigliola says we're going to do the finals and we'll try our best. We're in 4th right now, but very close to the other French team. Yep, we are intending to get 3rd spot.
In terza posizione. Ora siamo quarti, però siamo molto vicini all'altra squadra francese che è in terza posizione. Facciamo del nostro meglio per poter superarli.
This time, both Gigliola and Marco are performers, and the camera's being capably operated by their teammate, Luca.
Grande salto, grande bel salto.
A great jump, a great and beautiful jump. France Gap, Toulon and Nice. Another mouthful, very playful interaction between Ludovic and Alexandre, 2 brothers. But the cameraman Pascal is having a hard time following them through the layers of clouds. The sky wasn't very nice, and that detracts from the performance. If other teams are lucky and we jump against a grey sky, it just doesn't come across quite as well. But in the end, that's the judges' call. Babylon encounters the same difficulties, solid clouds here as well. The German team, Freeflight Paratech, is up in the next plane. The two Franks and Michael could be among the lucky ones. The ever-changing sky above the Bay of Roses is clear right now. Nice and innovative moves by the Germans, who make efforts towards the end of the jump to incorporate the Cameraflyer into one of their accordion formations. Arizona Freeflight is last on this 6th round. They are without any doubt the true masters at this game. Even though the individual moves are also done by some of the other teams, Arizona performs them to total perfection and with much more ease.
Excellent. We had a wonderful round. The sky was perfect. The conditions couldn't have been better. And we had a really nice round. I think the judges will really like it.
So after 6 rounds, Arizona with an 8.9 average ahead of Paratech and Babylon. The Atmonauti still in 4th with 1 round to go. A truly unique flight attitude is shown here without apparent effort. Flying like this, 45 degrees to the ground, upside down and right side up, requires great skill. But the Atmonauti have got plenty of that. France is again jumping with clouds all around them, but somehow they manage to stay clear of them. A good routine all the way from the exit should bring their average up even further.
Oh, it was good for the last jump. It was very good, yeah. To the final, now we have to wait for the score.
And 2 more teams coming up. First, it's Paratech. And Arizona Freeflight bring the final round in free flying to a conclusion.
What's up? How you doing, man? Woohoo! Now that's what you call a great jump. Oh, beautiful. Everything, clouds. Wonderful weather, excellent skydive.
Arizona dominating with 9.4 out of 10. Paratek second, the Atmonauti managed to creep up into third at the end. The Babylon Skysurf team in their final round. Good interaction between the Swiss performer and his Cameraflyer. Eric Frade with what will likely be his best jump, one packed with difficult moves. Without a shadow of a doubt, the Russians were the best sky surfing team here. They showed the highest degree of difficulty and the most innovation. And it's Russia all the way, as we've seen the men dominating that section. And in the women's section, Kolumna Aerograd taking the trophy home. Now into the finals of the 8-way speed.
Today, yesterday I did a jump and I had a very fast landing, so I hurt my ankle. It's an old injury, so it comes with parachuting. I don't want to let them down, and I'm the only girl in the competition that does canopy formation, so I feel that I should jump. I should be strong and jump.
Unfortunately, the British team, Hilton 8, did not complete their formation, but the team Cameraflyer was there.
It was okay. Hard work. It's my last jump today, so it's all over now. I can relax and party and go home.
The French 8-way post a very fast time for the diamond, just slightly over the 30-second mark. It's between France and Russia too, up next. If Russia manages a sub-30-second time on their formation, the kite, it will be enough for the gold. Complete in just under 30 seconds, that is. Russia 2 in first. France, by just fractions of a second, has to settle for second. So it's back to the beach for the final party of this 2002 World Cup in the artistic skydiving events. We're at the beach, lots of people, a giant screen, and we can even land in the water.
Quite a good way to end a good meet.
From the beach of Empuriabrava, a playground for air and water sports, it's time to say adeu.